Hi and welcome back, or welcome to my All the Perfume YouTube channel. In this video I'm going to be sharing my then and now of date night perfumes. I have to admit that date night isn't a phrase I really liked or used until a couple of years ago. I used to find it all a little bit cheesy, and now that my husband and I have our 3-year-old, I get it. So those nights where you're together, you're just spending time, or maybe you're out for a meal or doing something to celebrate. And of course there are perfumes I reach for those times. When I was asked about those kind of scents previously, I didn't really know what to say. I would think, well, I had my perfumes for going out back in the day. I know which ones those are, but I don't really go out in the same way anymore. So that then got me thinking, there are kind of two groups here that I want to share with you, of those perfumes that I would have worn for dancing, bars, drinking, which when I first met my husband, that's what we both did together. And then after that, the kind of scents I reach for now. So the perfumes that I'll wear for a dinner together or a celebration. And there's a little bit of an overlap as well. So these are my perfumes that I love to wear for date nights and that I would recommend. The first perfume I want to share is Rebelle by Rihanna. And the notes in this are big strawberry, ginger and plum in the top. In the middle, orchid and cacao, and in the base, patchouli, amber, musk and coffee. This perfume is a love for me. It is one of my all-time favourite perfumes anyway, and I love having it in my collection. I think it's so good that I just feel like Rihanna should still have it in her kind of products available to buy now. Part of Fenty, if you will. It's that good a scent. And so, the fact that it has strawberry in it is also amazing, because as I've said before, strawberry feels like it's come into perfumes in the last year or so, but going back 10 years, it wasn't around so much. This is just so lovely and spicy and warm, and it just smells like the perfect evening out to me. I used to love smelling this on my skin throughout an evening. It kind of draws you in and it's inviting. The strawberry's there, but it's not juicy. This has got that coffee note and it's got the cacao and it's very gingery. That is the spice that of course is coming through in Rebelle. It still somehow feels very feminine though, and you have that lovely orchid note, and then it leaves a musky trail, and it's musky in its projection. This is so beautifully done, and I can't really imagine wearing this in the daytime. I just think it's such a perfect evening scent. I mean, if I smelt it on somebody walking past me in the day, I think they smelt good, but I just think it's so perfect for the evening that it's best saved for then. This bottle is not one I'm particularly a lover of in my collection. I don't find the lid always sits right, and it's just a bit of an interesting one to hold and use. But it was meant to represent a stiletto heel. That was the idea, that upside down you've got your stiletto heel shape. So you could say that kind of lends itself to evening date wear as well, potentially. I love this. I'm not making enough of a dent in this at the moment, but would I were going out and it was a drinks situation, this would be the perfume I would want to wear. This perfume is Gold by Kim Kardashian, and the notes are bergamot, grapefruit and pink pepper in the top. In the middle, jasmine, violet and rose, and in the base, patchouli, amber, musk, benzoin and sandalwood. And I love this perfume so much. Even though it's part of my date night perfumes then section of the video, it is one that is still available now. So I would really recommend picking up a small bottle of this just to have it in your collection and enjoy it. I think it's really good and really well done. I love how affordable it is too. So with this scent, it gives you this lovely grapefruit in its opening. It's got a kind of drinkable quality to it, but a boozy drinkable quality. And then it's all about the amber, and it's got that lovely spicy benzoin note too. I really love this for going out, and so it's one that I wore really back in the day when it was first launched, but then I would also wear it to go out with my husband circa 2017 as well. It's lasted really well in my collection, and I just think this should have been absolutely marketed as an evening scent. And Kim Kardashian does have a Glam perfume in her collection, in that first line of fragrances she had, But to me, gold would have been better as the kind of glam scent. It just absolutely feels like a night out fragrance to me. It also kind of feels unisex, which is interesting because I've just filmed a video about Paris Hilton's fragrances for men, and she's got Gold Rush Man, and to me it smells like this, and interesting with that gold name as well. I think they're two very similar scents. I love wearing it. It's just so feel good, spicy, warm, the perfect scent for going out. This perfume is Rogue by Rihanna, and the notes are lemon and cyclamen in the top, plum, suede, rose and jasmine in the middle, and in the base, patchouli, amber, musk, vanilla and woodsy notes. And this is another scent that is a must-have, recommended, complimented perfume, one of my favourites of all time. This is not my first bottle. I love it. So I include it in my then section of the video. So a perfume that I would have worn 5 years ago or more to go out, like that kind of date night. Let me find my spray here. Get the kind of date night where you're going out for drinks. And I think this one also could have been marketed as unisex, even though you've got the Rogue Man counterpart. I just think this is so perfect and addictive. It is suede, that lemon in the top, and plum, which is one of Rihanna's kind of key notes really in a lot of her original line. There's a lot of plum in the fragrances. It just smells so good. It's a really good, well done suede perfume that I've only really seen could potentially be a day perfume after Dolly Parton's Scent From Above was released, because that's got the pink bottle with the butterfly on top and smells a lot like this. And then I thought that just in its look and marketing wouldn't have been one that I would reach for night, yet this I really do. This just works with my skin as an evening scent. I love it. I think I can smell that musk in there as well, and the patchouli. You can still buy this just about in Savers in the UK, and I bought a bottle for my sister at Christmas because I thought she can't not know this scent. This is so good. So this is a dinner and drinks, more drinks and going out type of perfume for me in my collection. I love the smell of this, and there's a little bit of a theme here that my going out date night preferences tend to be of a unisex nature in their marketing. I really recommend Rogue, and in fact the whole Rihanna line, so I will link below my previous review videos as well. I'll move on to my now section of the video. So the perfumes I really do reach for over and over again whenever my husband and I have a meal out together or there is a celebration going on. And there aren't many, but as I said, I do keep revisiting them. So they really are my loves, my recommendations for date night. This perfume is Burberry Her Intense, and the notes are red berries and blackberry in the top, jasmine in the middle and benzoin in the base. And I really love Burberry just in general. I think there are so many great scents from the brand, but this one is the perfect evening out scent to me. And I actually wore it, one of the first times I wore it was for my husband's 30th birthday party, and so now it's just completely something I associate with being out, feeling good and celebrating. And it has this lovely glamorous quality to it, and it's kind of like you're smelling makeup. I've said that before. It's got like a powdery quality to it, where you could be kind of smelling a powder compact, or in fact the makeup that my sisters had at the end of the 80s. And it was this brand that had red packaging, and I've tried to look it up and find out what it was. I don't know, but indeed it could have been really any makeup back then that was smelling and the kind of ingredients that are in it. So with that makeup feel, it adds to the glamour for me. It so smells like a night out perfume, and you've got this sugariness from the berries and the lovely spicy benzoin. When I wear this, I can smell it on myself. It projects so well, and I think it's the perfect little bottle to take out with you too. Kind of looks like it was made for handbags and taking around. It's really nicely done, and the brand can't do much wrong by me. I love to reach for this now for when I want an evening scent, something I know I don't wear in the day that I just want to associate with those evening celebration date night times. This perfume is Lovefest Burning Cherry 64 by Kayali, and I'm helped out with the notes on the back of the bottle here. We've got burning cherry, raspberry, praline, palo santal, guaiac wood and patchouli. And you know what? Because Kayali is my favourite brand, I feel like of course there would be a perfume or two from them in this collection. But I reached for this so many times in the last couple of years for meals out with my husband. And I'm thinking, it might actually be because one of the first times I wore it for a meal, I matched it to this lovely cherry martini that I had. And now that cherry note just feels like indulgence, drinks, and it just feels like it matches going out and enjoying yourself so perfectly. It smells so good. This is just the perfect cherry perfume. And there are people who compare this to Tom Ford's Lost Cherry, but in that one I just felt I was smelling something synthetic. But in this it's a lovely boozy kind of liqueur, cocktail smelling scent that's got this lovely rich woodiness underneath. It projects and lasts well. I love to smell it on myself, and it is certainly unisex. My husband has worn this one too. And it just feels like good times, which is exactly what Mona had wanted from this perfume. She said she created it in lockdown when she was missing people and fun and wanted something that felt really celebratory. And you'll get that from Burning Cherry. And it's so fun to layer and mix as well. I've mixed it with Elixir and I've mixed it with Eden Juicy Apple too. And both are great going out evening combinations. So with our typical date night now, where my husband and I might go for dinner, this is a perfume I love to smell of. Because of those cherries, it reminds me of drinks, and it's just a really good feel-good scent that I would recommend. Also from Kayali, this is Sweet Diamond Pink Pepper 23, and the notes are pink pepper, saffron and bergamot in the top. In the middle, Bulgarian rose, May rose, vanilla orchid and magnolia, and in the base, patchouli, amber, musk and sandalwood. And when I first smelt this, I thought it was really nice, and it reminded me of Lush's Rose Jam, but it wasn't particularly a love because I didn't see it as really a Sarah scent. And the thing that really influenced me was Mona. So she said that she feels this is a really good, well, perfect date night perfume. And then I got it and I realised, I thought this is so pretty. It is just exactly what I think of with the word pretty with a fragrance. It's peppery in a kind of sparkly way, and it's got like a soft floral feeling going through it, so that magnolia note is really there. But it's got something a little bit juicy about it too, and perhaps that is the bergamot bringing that feeling. I can see now, as my love of saffron as a note grows, that there is that saffron in the top as well, but not too much. Then you've got this lovely muskiness to it and the amber there. And if you've smelt Rose Jam, I think you'll kind of know what to expect with Sweet Diamond Pink Pepper. But I think for me, it's the type of date night where we stay at home. So after hearing Mona say that, I chose to wear this for Valentine's Day a couple of years ago. And it felt really lovely, almost like I guess with that Lush feeling I have about this, what you'd wear after a bath to feel pretty and pampered and good. It's really lovely, and I'm sorry to hear that. I think it might be being discontinued. I hope it isn't. The collector in me doesn't want any Kayalis discontinued because I love having them and want to keep them in my collection. This is what to wear if you want to feel peppery and pretty, as the name would suggest. So this is my recommendation for a date night where you want to feel kind of feminine and wear something floral and pretty. I have kept one perfume until last, and for very good reason. This is my all-time favourite going out celebration date night scent, and for my husband as well. This scent just really reminds him of good times and going out in the evening, and it is 212 Sexy by Carolina Herrera. And here it is. It's been sat in pride of place at the front, and I've got this lovely big 60ml bottle where you get two 30ml bottles either side of it. So it's quite unusual as a perfume bottle in my collection. And then your fragrance twists off like this, and I have to give this a spray. This is so lovely. So saving it till last, this perfume is one that I wore back then. I wore before I met my husband, in fact, for going out. Wore when I met him, so it really reminds us of our kind of early days, and I still love to reach for it now. This is so beautiful and musky, and it wears kind of close to the skin. well, I can smell it on myself when I wear it, but it's always one that smells good as your skin warms up, and you can kind of smell it on yourself the next day as well, which I love. This is cotton candy in its notes. It's pepper, it's got some vanilla, there's patchouli, and funnily enough, I was quite surprised at how many notes it had in common with the last perfume I talked about, Sweet Diamond Pink Pepper. With the pepper, with the patchouli, with the vanilla, and the rose too. There are some similarities in these scents. But 212 Sexy is smooth and kind of doesn't really grab you with any one note. It just feels like this perfect, smooth, spicy, kind of muted, almost concoction of notes that just suits its colour of the juice and bottle so perfectly. I love it, and I'm so glad you can still buy it. That smells amazing. And something I really love as well is that when I did meet my husband, I'd kind of had a phase of not really buying perfume. And I think I'm still receiving it as gifts for birthday and Christmas, but I wasn't enjoying it in the way that I had back in 2017. I wasn't really going to shops and looking at it. It just wasn't in my life in the way that it is now. I had an Instagram page way back in 2013 where I shared my scents, but I didn't have my platforms now as I know them. And so, yeah, my husband was kind of encouraging me to get back into it. And this is a perfume that I bought for myself. A few months in, I was like, yeah, I really need a new bottle. So I bought this one, and it almost feels like the start of this new era as well, of like being really back into my perfumes and so passionate about them. I love it, and it's just my perfect date night, evening perfume recommendation. Thank you so much for watching, and please do let me know what you think of the perfumes in this collection. Let me know if you have any throwback scents that you used to wear for your date nights that you maybe don't reach for as much anymore, and the ones that you like to wear now as well. I'm all for hearing recommendations, and I will happily answer any questions on these perfumes too. Please do give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and remember to subscribe to my channel. You can go and find me on Instagram, on TikTok, and also my blog. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.